Hey there, YouTube. This is LeoBlaze20 coming at you with another deck profile, this time for Yu-Gi-Oh! This is going to be on my Dragon Link deck, post Blazing Dominion, and also Battles of Legend. Got some new good support in Burst Protocol as well as Blazing Dominion. I'm missing the Link 2 that is from Blazing Dominion, Breach Boral Dragon. I have him on order, just waiting for him to come in. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and give you the deck profile, what I have so far. And then as soon as I get Breach Boral in, I will do an updated profile, kind of similar to what I did for my Dynamon deck for Digimon. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go ahead and start off with main deck, monsters there. Start off with the Red Eyes package. We're on 3 Black Metal Dragon, which this is obviously one of your main searchers of the deck, one of your main starters. Being able to fetch a Red Eyes card when it's sent to the graveyard, and then it can equip itself to any Red Eyes monster you control to give it a 600 boost, but that effect's kind of neither here nor there. And then we're on 1 Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. This is your Omni Negate, which you summon out using Max Metal Morph. This card's kind of, I would say, one of my favorite cards in the whole entire set. Being able to target, basically Omni Negate anything and then burn your opponent for one of their monsters' attacks on the field is pretty disgusting. And plus, the fact he becomes a 3,800 beat stick is kind of gross. And then we're on, still, because it's a good extender, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. The alt art here is pretty cool. Yeah, this card's nuts. I mean, there's a reason why they had to errata it to just a once per turn effect, because, I mean, this thing at full power is, like, it's arguably one of the best dragon cards, period, to be able to recover resources and go from there. Anyway, that's it for the Red Eyes package. Now we're going into the Rokket package. We're on 3 copies of the new Rokket loader, which is from Burst Protocol. This card is basically a Stratos for the deck, but it only allows you to add 1 level 7 Dark Dragon, and then you can banish it to target 1 card on the field, 1 face of monster on the field, and it becomes Dark Attribute to the end of the turn. So, pretty cool effect. Actually, it's a lot better than what a lot of people were thinking. And then I'm on 2 copies of Rokket Tracer. So just like Rokket Loader, this is another starter as well, too, if you wish. The whole quick effect, target a face-up card you control, pop it, and then special summon a Rokket monster from your deck except Tracer. And then cannot special summon from the extra deck. You are Dark Locked, just like you are with Rokket Loader. That's the other thing, too, is he does Dark Lock you, but that's okay. You're mostly playing Darks in here anyway, with the exception of Romulus, but that's neither here nor there. But again, so again, 2 copies of Rokket Tracer. Next, I'm teching in 1 copy of Silver Rokket Dragon, because this card's pretty nuts. When a Link Monster's effect is activated, that targets this face-up card on the field. Quick effect, pop this card, and then look at your opponent's extra deck. Banish 1 card from it. During the end phase, if it's in the graveyard, because it was destroyed by battle or card effect, and it was sent there this turn, special summon 1 Rokket monster from your deck except himself. So he's, again, good. You mostly want to use this to have it as ripping something from your opponent's extra deck, and getting rid of it, especially if it's a problem card or their boss, one of their boss monsters. That way it kind of limits what they're able to go into. And then, on 1 Rokket Recharger here, this is just another extender or what have you. Kind of nice just to have on hand. Nocturvision Dragon, kind of good as a negate, and then also just as another good extender. Absorouter helps you search stuff, and he's, again, another extender. And then 1 Rokket Detonator, which, again, he is, again, another type of extender or what have you. But, again, really awesome cards. And, yeah, this package is a lot more powerful now, especially with the Rokket Loader. So the deck's a lot faster, a lot more consistent now, instead of just, oh, yay, we're running a bunch of bricks, with the Chaos Dragon engine, which, I mean, the Chaos Dragon engine's still cool, but going with more of a proper Rokket engine is I think it's better in the long term. But anyway, so that's it for the Rokket package. Next, we're going to go ahead and go into the Bestials. On one Magnemite, one Druis Worm. Just being able to non-target send is pretty good. Or target send, instead of like, oh, gets around destruction protection and whatnot, banish protection effects. 2 copies of Saronir. 1 Bestial Baldrake. Which being able to banish something's kind of nice. And then I'm still on 3 copies of Bestial Lobelion. I've seen some lists cut him down to 1 or 2. I mean, that might be something I do, but right now, again, to have him as another potential pseudo starter is pretty good, because being able to pitch him from hand to add any Bestial is pretty good. So I would rather do that. But again, that's neither here nor there. So that's it for the Bestial package. Going into hand traps now. Hand traps. 3 Ash Blossom. 3 Molcharmy Fua. And 2 Droll and Lockbird. Hand traps you can kind of toy around with. You could add the other Charmies in and all that. And Nibiru, I guess, is going to be bringing its ugly head back into the format, but we'll see. Other stuff I'd sideboard. But anyway, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's go ahead and get into spells. Spells. We are on 1 copy of the Boot Sector Launch Field Spell. Allows you to kind of cheat out extra, being able to special summon out 2 Rokket monsters is kind of nice. And then giving them a boost if you wish. But yeah, you only just need it at 1. You could run 2 if you want, but... And then next we're on the E-Telly of the deck, 3 Quick Launch. This is another starter, being able to use it to special summon out a Rokket, but destroy it during the end phase. The new Fusion/Ritual spell, Double Interlock. Dragon Ravine, basically the dragon-specific Foolish Burial. You using this to dump Absa Router. 1 for 1, again, another starter. Good to use it to grab out your Red Eyes your Black Metal Dragon. Then I'm on 2 copies of Branded Regain. Using this to kind of regain resources and also draw cards is really, really good. And especially to help you recycle banished cards is pretty sweet. So definitely, as a 2 of now, is really nice. 1 Call by the Grave to stop spells. You can also run Crossout Designator as well, too, if you decide to run a higher hand trap count, which I might experiment with later. But anyway, that's it for spells. Getting into the traps. We are on 3 Infinite Impermanence. You could also run Dominus Impulse in here, but again, that's still kind of a money card, so right now Impermanence is still in here. Plus, I like the fact that this isn't as restrictive as Dominus Impulse. I might swap to it later. I only have 1 Dominus Impulse on me. I'll be looking to try to get 2 more so I can at least have a playset, but I know that card's still kind of a money card, even though it's been reprinted a couple times. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Next, I am on 1 Boral Reboot. It's a spell and trap negation, and then also you can pay half your life points to activate it from your hand, which actually is nice, and with it being a counter trap, spell speed 3, pretty gross. This trap's actually pretty decent, so, and especially with Breach Boral being able to fetch this card, it's pretty nice. And then finally on 1 copy of Max Metalmorph for the Red Eyes Black Full Metal package. Is really nice, and plus becoming an equip card and protects Red Eyes Black Full Metal from spell or monster effects, and then giving him a nice 400 boost to make him a 3800 beat stick. That's okay in my book, Still an amazing card. But anyway, that's it for the main deck. Let's go ahead and go into the extra deck. Extra deck on Striker Dragon. Being able to, on summon, add the Boot Sector Launch. 1 Guard Dragon Pisty. Using him to help you with link climbing. 1 Heraldic Seals. Basically, you can end up... Sometimes you have to go on this just to special summon something out and bounce something your opponent controls back. Yeah, I can do some real damage there. IP Masquerena, Romulus, so you can get your Dragon's Ravine. Dilingerius Dragon, pop this back in here so you can end up having it come back out as an extender. To be able to link climb is really nice, and then also too he can also burn for a little bit of damage, which is pretty cool. SP Little Knight, we all know what SP Little Knight does. All the shenanigans that ensue. Triss Boral Dragon. This card's really cool. You know, it's the new Link 3. It kind of takes the place of Triple Burst, you could say. But also this adds you your fusion, either of your fusion spells, the Rapid Trigger or the Heavy Interlock. Or Double Interlock, which I run the Double Interlock. And a Dark Dragon, and one Dark Dragon monster in your graveyard. Oh, you could also target one face-up card you control, one Dark Dragon in your graveyard. Destroy the first card, and if you do, add the other one from your graveyard to your hand. So yeah, he's pretty solid. I'm still on a triple burst for right now till I get my Breach Boral in. This has a negating a spell or trap effect during the battle phase, and plus he helps with link climbing. But again, he's going to get replaced by Breach Boral as soon as I get that. Hopefully that'll be within this week or so, give or take. Next I'm on Boral Sword Dragon, as being able to OTK is pretty good, and you know, using him as a finisher is pretty sweet still. But he's used better with the new Link 5 that this deck got. The next one, Boral End Dragon, which this is a custom card. He's kind of like a finisher. He's also a monster negate, which is good. He's very, very difficult to be outed. Cannot be destroyed by battle by card effects. He's very, very stupid, very, very powerful. Yeah, like I said, he's just a custom card. Plus, he can attack into each one of your opponent's monsters once each, and plus the fact that he's a 3500 beat stick is disgusting. Then we're on the new guy, Boral Shroud Dragon. This thing cannot be tributed, so this thing says F you to Nibiru, and sticks its tongue out at it and flips it, the bird, whatever you want to call it. But also target a rocket monster you control, negate the effects of one face-up monster your opponent controls, then destroy that card. Target a monster. Cannot activate cards or effects this. Your opponent can't activate anything in response to this card's activation. And on top of that, the start of the battle, once face on the field, the start of the battle phase, special summon one Link 4 or lower Boral Link monster from your extra deck. So that's how you cheat out your Boral Sword, and then you OTK and make your opponent cry. Then we're on the new Borreload Fatal Flame Dragon. This is another searcher to help you add something from the deck, and then equip one dark monster you could target one dark monster you control, equip it with a dark link monster from your graveyard or banishment as an equip spell, and gives it 500 attack. So using this to kind of cheat out, and then you use the new Rokket Detonator to special summon it back from the spell and trap cards on it. The card helps with link climbing, which is really disgusting. I'm also on one Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, just so that way I can blow stuff up if I need to and burn my opponent for more damage. And plus, he's still a really solid card, and sadly, Borreload Savage Dragon is still banned as an Omni Negate, because otherwise everyone would be running Borreload Savage. Which, Konami, please, if you're listening, unban Borreload Savage. Just bring him back to one copy. That's all this deck needs, and let it go off. And then speaking of, for another negate option, I'm on one copy of Bestial Dissipator. Basically being able to deal with a monster effect that also helps you recycle and get back banished cards, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, that's it for the extra deck. I can go over some other tech options real quick. Since this is a dark dragon deck, you can run most of the other dark stuff. So like some people like to run Chaos Angel as a Towers monster. I had him in here. I might put him back in. We'll see. Light and Darkness Dragon Lord is pretty cool. just to have it as multiple negate option. That's something else I'm thinking about toying around with. If you decide to go with the heavier level 7 package, Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon could be a fun one for burn effect. Also, too, it kind of screws your opponent over while he has material. Your opponent activates card or effect. Inflict 500 damage to your opponent immediately after it resolves. Quick effect, detach material from this card, then target one Red Eyes. Normal monster. But yeah, you'd have to kind of run more of the Red Eyes. Like a regular Red Eyes Black Dragon just to even get this effect off, but like fully. But I think it's still cool, like for just a burn effect, just to kind of detract, get your opponent away from certain things. For to get out of Nibiru token, Crossroads Dragon is in here to be able to, because it uses just 2 monsters with different types. So this is how you get out of Nibiru, and then you could still run the Dark Charmer if you need to. Access code talker still viable as well too if you wish. But anyway, aside from that, if you're going to you could also put in the Chaos Dragon package. But the problem with the Chaos Dragon package is everything is really bricky, especially with Chaos Space being only at 1. Chaos Emperor Dragon, the Dragon of Armageddon, is another really good one. This is kind of like a favorite of mine, being able to kind of board wipe and stuff. Effect Veiler if you need other hand traps. But yeah. And then the other one I'm thinking of, like especially if I decide to run in the Light and Darkness Dragon Overlord, Dark End Evaporation, thinking of at least getting a couple more copy of him, throwing him in there if I need to, so I can go into some insane plays. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, folks, that's going to sum it up for this video. Again, as soon as I get the Breach Boral link to Monster in, I will make an update to this deck profile to show that off, just to say, hey, I do have it at full power. And then whenever we get the next collection, the Rivals in, which is the whatever they're going to call it here in the States, we're going to be getting our own Mathmech Circular with a Rokket Barrage, and then a new form of a Borreload Dragon, which is cool, which has an ability to permanently steal an opponent's monster. But anyway, yeah, this deck's a lot more consistent. It's a lot more powerful than what it's been. Yes, there's a few things I think Konami needs to do to bring off the ban list to help stabilize this deck more. But anyway, again, that's neither here nor there. Again, YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, this is Leo Blaze 20 signing out.